And you are good to go.
All right. Well, thank you everyone for being here at this meeting on August the 13th. And I'm going to start off with doing a roll call to order. And then I'm going to present the oral communications after we do the roll call. So start off with you.
Brett Cardiker, Taylor on it.
Brianna Groves.
Stan Green. Mike Hardaway, Hangar Ritter.
Chris Shaw.
Alvin Berrigan.
Brad Delkett.
Scott Rea.
And myself is AJ Rivas, council member. So we're all here. We have a quorum. So I'm going to read this real quick. We're going to have start off with oral communication. This is the opportunity to address the Porterville Municipal Court Committee on any scheduled matters unless additional time is authorized by the committee. All commentary shall be limited to 3 minutes per individual and no more than 15 minutes total. Do we have anybody in line? Mr. Fernando?
No, we're not. We no longer take.
I just wanted to do that. I wanted to see how it sounded. All right. So we're going to go as committee organization. Select the committee chairperson and vice person. Well, normally I'm going to, I want to sound, it normally falls upon the council members to be the chair. And normally the vice chair would be the second, unless you guys want to change that otherwise, but go ahead, Mr.
Well, I think Fred would be to be at least vice chair.
Okay, then I motion.
Did anybody have any thoughts on that?
I have a motion to select Mr. Donahue as vice chair. Any?
Are you receptive to that, Fred? You okay with that?
Are you okay with that? Anybody oppose? No, all ayes. Then selected Mr. Donahue as vice chair. So I can't nominate myself. I don't think I can I?
There's
No, but I
technically you
I'm
can.
nominating Chip.
Then I'll be chair.
I'll second.
Okay, appreciate that. Any objections? No? Go for a vote. Any yays, noes, stays? Approve? Approve. Okay, any no? Any
Everybody
no?
groovy with that?
You okay with that, Mr.?
Okay. Can I interject really quick?
Yeah, of course.
So for the first motion, it was a motion by who? Was it?
Stan.
Okay, so the first motion was by member Stan Green, seconded by Mr.
I did
Rivas
second.
to appoint
Mr.
Mr. Donkey as
Chair.
vice chair. And then the approval for that was a all in favor vote,
Yes.
which everyone did say aye, so that's everybody in present. And then I'm just doing this for the purposes of, the meeting and anybody watching or anything like that. The second motion was to nominate or to appoint Mr. Rivas, who Mr. Green motion with a second by
Mr.
Donkey to appoint Mr. Rivas as chairperson of the committee.
Donkey.
And then that was also a
Unanimous.
vote.
So that's where we're at. So that's selected. So have all of you gotten to review the master ground lease agreement?
I just got it today,
Have you got it today?
so I'm reviewing it as you speak, so.
So just for future reference, when I send out the agenda, it's also going to be included in the agenda packet that you guys receive. So it's a lot more than just the one page on there. So that's how you receive anything that's on that agenda packet. You should have all received all the documents that we were going to be reviewing today. The only one that it might be a very hard to review is the second attachment that's on item 2 or 3, because that is a very large document and we can go ahead and put that up on the screen when we get to that point. I couldn't print any out because again, it's a map size thing. Yeah.
And let me know.
Yeah, so there you go. So there is a reference right here. And we can always put it on the screen as well. But just FYI, going forward, any of those attachments will be included in that agenda packet that I give you. So, yes.
And that will come out like the week before?
Yeah, so whenever I send you the email letting you know that the agenda's been posted, that's along with that
But
email.
that email will come out, okay, because I saw where Mr. Rivas had responded to your email and I looked down, I go, oh, is there supposed to be more stuff to this? And I saw where my name was in it, but I went back to my trash can and didn't see, so I don't know what happened. And grandmother died.
Yeah, it
I
should have been,
stumbled across this one.
yeah, it shouldn't have been, it should be an attachment always on that agenda email that I send out. The only time that if it, for some reason, isn't on there is if, let's say, we're reviewing a large amount of document and I can't send that through an email, then I'll go ahead and direct you to a link or something, but for the most, it's gonna be in that agenda. If for some reason you don't get it, let me know so that way we can send it to you a different way.
So I have a question on that attachment. I did receive the attachment. I have read through them. The question is this the current proposed lease moving forward?
This is from my understanding, this is the current ground lease agreement that is in place right now at this moment. And again, I believe this will be going for any new agreement, new leases that come up. This would be the one that they will be signing off on.
Moving this day forward, or this has also been signed in some in times past?
This, I don't know if you can, this,
So it's, say that again, I didn't quite understand what you meant.
So moving today forward, this is what's gonna be presented, or
This
has
is what-
some of these, has some leases already been signed with this?
that is, my understanding, yes, that is correct.
That is-
Some have already been signed using this agreement.
Okay.
I know we haven't all had a chance to talk, but I went through all documents today. This current one that was presented to us, the few that have recently been and some in the past. It is very aligned to what has been in the past. It is not the jargon that we were presented earlier this year. The only biggest thing I saw was the 2 million policy.
Right.
Is the big thing that's in there. That was really the only big one that
Stood out.
Yeah.
And, I'm trying to get some clarification how that came to be. So at this point, it's still unanswered on my end for my satisfaction. So what I'm going to propose to do is I talked to Mr. Berrigan, and we're trying to get the old as to where it manifested from, why it was currently in a million and why it jumped to 2 million. I'm trying to figure out why it did that. We just haven't gotten it pinpointed where it came from, if that makes sense.
Sure.
Because from my understanding, there were other people in the mix before I got here that based on a risk management assessment. Yeah, exactly. So until I find out exactly how it came to fruition, I can't give you a definite answer why it got to 2 million. I don't understand why, but I know there was, like I said earlier, there was other people in the mix that, based on a recommendation from a risk management meeting or something to that effect. And so until I find out, or hopefully I can, I'm gonna try to go back to the prior, when it was 1 million, and then try to balance as to who are the movers and the shakers on that. So until then, it's where it's at. Hopefully we can figure it out. And when I do get it, I will pass it on, and I'll tell Fernando to pass it on to you. We will have it at the next meeting. And Mr. Berrigan will have the answer to you also, because he's really inclined with what I'm asking for, because I want resolution and I want answers. I don't want no hidden agendas or anything that you don't understand, I don't understand. We're all in this together, and I want a strong relationship with the city and the committee. That way, when we want to move forward on growth and prosperity, we're on the same page with the committee and the city.
Somebody want a copy?
Yeah, so, yeah, if that, I hope I answered you guys' question to that, but hopefully we can find some answers soon. And, but I did reach out to the director, Mr. Berrigan, and we are inclined to locate that information for you guys, for the committee.
Only other things I saw that were different were areas that made sense, you know, school being very specific as to what the use is there and those types of things, which I would, that makes sense that that's clarified as
Okay,
to
so-
use and that sort of thing.
Yeah, so that brings up, if you're done, Brianna, and they want to interrupt you.
No,
Yeah,
no, no,
that brings up something here. So I'm looking at this and it kind of comes back to. Sorry.
there we go. Okay, all right.
It also kind of comes back to. What's this lease for? Is this lease for just aircraft owners with their own airplane? Is this gonna be the one for businesses now? Is there gonna be two separate ones? One's for businesses and one, so if this is the new master lease. There's some, I already see flaws in it in just the short length of time that I've looked at it, so. I think there needs to be some thought on,
You need clarification if it's a business or ownership of.
yeah, because if this is gonna be the new master one, but yet Porterville Unified School District. Has just signed one for 30 years and it's got different things than this one does. I don't know how to articulate it, but what's the master, I mean, how can you use this for both? How can you say that this is the master one that we're gonna be using for everybody now? Without,
Did they have a prior lease? No, was it before this? So
no, they didn't assume somebody else's lease. They got a new lease. From what I can tell. Do you know that, Fred?
It's a new lease.
Yeah.
new member.
And so yours is different, your current lease is different than.
Your guys' proposed master one here.
So I-
And- Porterville Unified School District is different than the proposed master one. If I'm looking at it real quickly here, am I in haste? Because like I said, I just got it today.
So you're saying that their insurance is lower,
Oh, I'm not even talking insurance, just
No,
other
it's not
little
right.
things written into it.
There is some things that are.
a little bit different?
Yeah,
Yes.
Oh, that's something that Mr. Garrity can look into and.
Yeah, I'd
get
look
back to
into
us
it
on
and
that?
see there's gotta be,
Agreements?
Yes.
and I don't know if there should be agreements, there, in my eyes, there should be one for businesses.
Mhm.
And one for hangar, aircraft owners and their airplanes.
Okay,
Now, what also throws a problem in the mix is what Porterville Unified School District is doing. What they're doing now, does that require a totally separate, different lease because of what they're doing? But the way it's written, the way their lease is written right now, if I looked at the correct one, it's written like as if it's a business. And not just the storage of your airplane as an airplane owner and hangar. So there's some kind of
okay.
conflict, not conflict, but kind of confusion.
You're asking to see if there's two different types of leases?
I'm asking there should be, or I'm kind of saying, instead of asking, I'm kind of saying there should be.
Like, we need to take a look at it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't want water has to get so muddy, it's like.
You're right.
Well, and that's what the deal, from what I understand, the leases in times past have been hangar usage,
Mhm.
airplane owners, private,
Mhm.
and then businesses.
Mhm.
Because two different entities. I'm gonna do stuff that they're not gonna do in their hangar.
Mhm.
Or the city has deemed in times past that they shouldn't be doing in their hangar. Nothing nefarious.
No, I understand. No.
Yeah,
I'm picturing what you're saying. Okay, well, we'll look into that and we'll see what, to your question. When Mr. Berrigan, the director, finds out anything that we'll address it at the next meeting.
and so if I hijacked your $2 million thing, I apologize. I don't know
No,
where we
no.
start throwing out things that, hey,
No, that's where Mr. Donaghy, the vice chair, addressed last meeting that on the issue of the insurance, and I wanted to get some information on that. And as I said earlier, we're trying to get the pinpoint where it changed. We just haven't found that document. It exists, but it seems like we're having a hard time finding.
I don't know why. It can't be that difficult to talk about it and make it work for everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's not like it's, I don't think that thing's etched in stone. It can be changed.
Of course.
I just think that whoever made the recommendation to call an insurance company and talk to them about what it would do for the community.
Hey, we need another $1 million insurance.
Yeah.
Coverage. You don't need it, you don't need it.
Yeah, I'm not sure about insurance, how it work, I'm not an expert on that, but I do know that, that's a big chunk of change and it can affect people.
Yes.
Well,
There may be an easy solution. AOPA, Aircraft Owners and Pilots Association, they have a partner called Assured Partners, which is an insurance company. They specialize in hunting for aviation insurance. They go, what they do is they get into the market and they find your particular case and scenario, and then they shop around. They put out a statement for you, and then you get replies back, whether you're insurable or not. And if you do have some takes, they'll give you what they expect your coverage to cost.
Well, it's something that we can take a look at and discuss, and hopefully we can help, the airport community, hangar owners and.
Greg, how much, just off the top of your head, is that extra $1 million cost?
They said that my current insurer would not insure me with that. They would drop me. And they did find one. It would take it from around $460 to around $1,300 a year.
It would increase it by that much.
Looking at 7.
That's a pretty good chunk.
Yeah, it's significant. That's and it's 2 million total. It's still only 1 million per event. So I would be covered for 2 events, but that 2 million does not cover a single event from what they told me. It was 1 million per event still, but you're covered, right? So you could have 2 accidents going up to 1 million each.
So essentially, you're paying for something that you don't really need. Correct? Am I seeing that right?
Unless you had bad luck.
Unless you have really bad luck, you're really important.
They're getting, poor business or just running a poor own personal hangar?
Yeah.
No, own personal house.
Personal hangar, yeah. I mean, it's liability coverage, right? So that doesn't apply. It's just liability. So it doesn't apply to the airplane. Right? It's just, hey, somebody came in, they were doing something, they fell, they got hurt. And it's lawsuit protection for the individual, and that would cover the city. But it's what they told me. This is not industry standard, right? For you small, like, well, what are you doing? Are you building?
No.
And none of that. And even for people that do stuff like, if I was an A&P, it's still, which what he does, what they told me, that's a very unusual policy request.
What now?
If I was an A&P running one out of my hangar, they said that's still an unusual request.
For 1 million, for 2 million? Oh, no, I think I had to double check. I might have 1 million, but no, I might have 2 million. I don't know if that's I left those papers at home.
So that was her feedback to me. Is like, hey, this is really unusual. And I was gonna just sign my lease agreement and turn it back in, right? But my original insurance company was like, hey, just we don't do that. That's unusual. So, and that's from a surety partner.
That last meeting. I remember talking about that.
They can provide, if we call them, they can provide additional.
Can we do that stuff, Mr. City, can we engage in that?
Is to on the AOP.
AOP, like OPA?
Yeah.
AOP.
So we go based off of our risk management agency. They're the ones that, require some of these amounts to be the way that they are. I believe my understanding is that, is it just the leases that are on airport hangars or just the ones that you guys all have? This is across the board for a lot of the city properties that we own. For instance, the Airway Cafe, that's the same $2 million insurance that they had to have on with them whenever, whenever they renew their lease. I think we have the Chema building, the Commission building that they lease out. It's our property. We also have them $2 million assessment. And this is probably based, and again, there's a lot of stuff that we don't know from prior when this was actually enacted and who made the change. Well, I can say for sure that it would have had to been because according to our code and the way that this insurance is, because it is in our municipal code as well, is that the risk management or the risk manager is the one who sets these, and the risk manager assesses these, I believe, off of the risk management agency who recommends that, hey, $1 million isn't going to cut it anymore. Across the board in a lot of cities or states or something like that, you will be seeing this rise in costs, rise in, insurance, claims, liabilities and all that. So that could be one of the reasons why. Again, we'd have to look to find out and see if that was the case. But I know a lot of because I've dealt with other leases in the city and I've seen this $2 million across the board. What you might not see right now is that if you're on a 30, 40-year term lease right now with the airport, it's probably still saying $1 million. And some of the new ones that are coming in are probably saying $2 million because of that change that happened. I don't know, maybe sometime in the last 10 years. But these older ones are not going to have that change because their term hasn't came up. So, you're not going to see that update yet. And if there was a change, it probably should have been across the board when it happened at that time, which I don't know what that looked like.
Well, that's the paperwork that we need to locate.
Yeah, and I think because of the way that the code states, because the way that, and this is just doing some quick information stuff that you had asked for and
Just so you know, before this meeting, I asked Mr. Fernando to look into it and Mr. Berrigan. So we've been brainstorming this to get the information for you. So apparently Mr. Fernando has the resources more than what I do. So I'm gonna let him speak on this agenda so you guys can have a better picture of what's going on.
Yeah, so again, Mr. Rivas just tasked me with trying to get this information for tonight's meeting. Honestly, a lot of these records are a little old. So finding this stuff has been kind of a tedious thing to do. But from what I found was back in 2004 was that there was an ordinance that was enacted that essentially adopted a rules and regulations policy for the airport. And this is, it's I believe, ordinance number 1652. This was done back in 2004. And essentially is basically, because if you go to our city code right now, it's going to stipulate everything that entails the rules and regs. We basically just adopted the rules and regulations and put it into our code. In there, and this is just pertaining to the insurance stuff, it does state in there that the amount is set by the risk manager. I don't know what kind of, how would I say, I don't know if it could be changed or if it could be amended or something like that. We could take a look into it and see,
Who is the risk management?
Well, the risk manager now is Juliana, but when this was done, this is somebody else, yeah.
Can we invite her to the meeting?
He's on
He's on leave right now.
Medical. But the moment he is well and better, we can ask her to step in and brief her on what we're discussing. That way she can give you a better understanding of what we're coming, what this is all about. If you guys are okay with.
It makes sense. I mean, I like it, but it makes sense.
I just want to get to the bottom of it. That way you guys are clear as to how it manifested. That way we can move on and hopefully get
something
going.
to make people at least somewhat happy.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. On another note, are we okay with that liability issue? Till we get more information, we can go to the next agenda.
Well, I do have a couple of little items that I'd like to circle back around on the lease. There's a few referring to city of Porterville Charter Section 68 and stuff. I haven't been able to find those references.
What is it? What page?
Page one of, well, it's of, don't know that it's on the new. Oh, yeah, it is. The page one, charter section
Right
68,
down at the bottom.
very bottom.
Charter 68?
Yeah, just like to see that section. What that's referring to. If someone can point us to that. If there was anything else.
We will. We'll take a look at that. State.
Item 16 in it, it refers to the lessee's aircraft insurance policy, and some of those should be changed to a hangar
Wording.
insurance policy, I would think. So like for myself, I'm
What page would that be?
page 5, item 16. I changed it when I did my lease, and I just let the person know that I changed it to hangar because I only have insurance on the hangar because that's what I own. Husband owns the airplane, so he has the insurance on the airplane.
Also, so it's, okay, the more and more I'm getting this. So you have insurance on hangar and then you have insurance on airplane.
They're separate.
They're separate, huh?
Yes.
Million on the plane, a million on the hangar.
So that could be misconstrued potentially.
I think I see what you're.
Yeah. Just to cover everybody. Those are the only items that I found in the newest one. Much more aligned. I think everybody would be much happier than the,
Can you show me where that's at? You want it to read?
well, it depends on. It should be a hangar. If you're leasing a hangar, it should say hangar. And if you're just leasing land, obviously it's just gonna be the land, but I don't know if we'll be leasing just land. No. You probably lease just land for,
But you're not leasing a hangar, right? You're leasing the land
I'm
too.
like, well, yeah, I'm leasing the land.
You're leasing land. You're
So there's multiple things. So we have people that are leasing land
Correct.
and we have some
Thank you.
people that are
Thank you.
renting hangars.
Oh my goodness.
So that just needs to be clarified.
Okay.
But some are subleasing. So like Mike, Scott subleases for Mike. Mike's a hangar renter, because he rents, and I mean, like, he rents from the city, but he also leases from the city. Land. He rents from the city.
Yeah, so I think
There's a lot of different.
there's a lot of different case structures here
Mhm.
Yeah,
that probably
sounds
need to
like
be
it.
clarified.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty confusing.
So that's where you have
You guys bring all this up.
different
I
agreements.
have no idea. Yeah.
And I think that's where the confusion comes from.
Well, I think risk management is trying to think risk management with one broad brush.
I think that's what
There's a lot of details in here that make things different for everyone.
Yeah, what I'm gathering is you need it to be broken down as to renting, leasing, land leasing, rent from the city. Just break it down in general, specifically, not just all under one umbrella is what you're saying. And that's what you guys have been dealing with all this time?
Yeah, that's where the confusion keeps lying.
Yeah, so this lease was the same for every, right? For,
Well, hold
It
on.
was much-
Hang on, ask that again, Stan?
so the lease agreement was when everybody was to renew their leases, it was the same document, right? Except maybe you were different, maybe his.
I was different. I would assume the cafe was different.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah.
Maybe. But I'm talking about like specifically the hangars. Anybody that was leasing a hangar from the city.
No, nobody's leasing a hangar from the city. They're leasing their land from the
Right,
city.
yeah, no, I get that, I'm just,
Yeah,
yeah.
Mike, he rents a
He
hangar from.
rents a
I'm
hangar.
a month-to-month agreement, strictly month-to-month.
Okay.
Yeah.
But prior to that,
What-
were they worded the same? Yeah.
What I think brought all this about was just the presentation of the new agreements, 4 months ago when that came out?
Mhm.
Right, because before then, they were relatively short, simple.
Yeah.
And then it became, then it became this monster where you gotta
Yeah,
have
it
a
started,
lawyer.
it started into an 800-pound gorilla. Hasn't it?
Well, it was nastier than this.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
What was proposed
yes.
was
Yeah.
nastier than this,
Yeah.
Nasty.
but,
But it was.
but it's much more complex than the old agreement.
Okay, got it.
So I go back and ask Brianna, so you had said something that triggered with me. So because I haven't got to read it, they're talking about leasing needs to have insurance. And if you have an airplane, you have to have insurance too?
It doesn't explicitly state that in this. I was clarifying the line item for someone like myself that is basically leasing the land to have my hangar on it. It says that it's stating my aircraft policy, which is not correct.
It's your lease, your hangar land that you're leasing.
Correct.
And so just to clarify,
Yes.
the thing I quoted you before was my aircraft policy, based on reading that statement. So my aircraft policy would go up based on.
Not the land.
Correct.
Oh, yeah.
Now, some of these aircraft policies have clauses that say liability emanating from flight operations. When it's on the ground not doing anything, it's not involved in flight operations. So it is not, the liability part is not insured when it's on the ground. That's not all policies. Some policies that
There's another thing, intend to fly. So if I go to my hangar and while I'm opening the hangar door,
Yes.
I get injured, I had the intent to fly, so my policy would apply in that case. So the policies are,
So let me reverse that a little bit. Let's say you just went into your hangar. You thought about flying, but you didn't want to, you changed your mind, but you got injured. How does that work?
when you went into fly, so it should cover.
Okay.
And that's why it's such a,
and that's your
Yeah.
airplane.
Yes. Wow. What if you're just looking for something in the airplane and you get injured, but you're not intended to fly? You're still flying. Your intent was to fly.
And that's what they say in your policy? Wow.
I mean, that's.
I gotta read my.
You gotta read-
It's 160 pages. I got it today.
Yeah. Your policy will say stuff like, as long as it's a qualified pilot, your airplane's covered.
Yeah.
But if you let somebody move your airplane, who's not a qualified pilot, and even if they're pulling it out of the hangar with a tow bar, it's not covered,
Oh.
right? So then you gotta be really careful about, hey, I'm gonna.
So you have to really dot your i's and cross your t's when you're signing these liabilities and what specifics.
You have to read it carefully.
Very careful, or at least get a lawyer to look at it and tell you exactly what they're.
But I think what we've identified is that there's some requirement for clarification of land policy
Right.
for hangars.
Right. Right.
For the
Rentals.
Airplane, yeah, for rentals, your hangars that the city rents. So the city does own hangars that they rent. Then you have airplanes that are stored in those hangars, which typically have a policy.
I think I know where I got this question.
And a commercial, commercial, if you will.
And then you have businesses like a restaurant that has high traffic. You have vehicles in the parking lot, right? So there's more risk there because you got a lot of people going to a restaurant to, his hangar. He's probably the only person ever going to it.
Yeah. I need to know how many. I need to ask questions in regards to insurance. What is what? You see. Okay. We go, you got that, Mr. Bud?
Yeah.
Very good.
You ask for a raise after-
Yeah, it's, but I've identified, obviously, now that we know that this is what's perpetuating forward, I was trying to go through all of the previous stuff, trying to pick out what we wanted to pick apart. So now if this is what's moving forward, we can focus and really make sure that there's,
Yeah, we need clarification on the insurances and where this.
Being that Richard's still And now he's got a big pile of beans on his plate to eat besides,
Yes,
but he still is the transportation director. And you've been talking with Rick.
Yeah.
We need to kind of get him involved in this.
We'll update him and give him, a report on this meeting and previous meetings. He's well aware of what's happening.
I texted him, see if he might be dropping by, but he didn't think he was gonna make it.
Now, he's a busy man. Mr. Green.
Yeah, I know he was with the other two.
He's trying to bring the Porterville back on in the positive note, so he's real busy. So anyway, you were concerned about some fencing the last meeting. How's that coming along?
I think it's in the works.
Yeah, we've reached out to Anderson Fence. There's some sections of the fencing that we're addressing and we'll continue to
Monitor.
monitor the perimeter. I know there's just
Yeah.
areas north of the airport.
Nice.
Fencing that needs to be repaired. I do want to reach out to the farmer out there and talk to him because some of that damage was caused by outside
Tractors.
outside equipment. Yeah, so, but overall, we are looking at.
Thank you. Thanks. Anybody else have any questions? Concerns?
I got an item I'd like to add.
Sure.
To the next agenda.
Yes, sir.
I typed up some.
We have.
Sorry, so that'll be at the end of the meeting.
Other matters, so.
So still on the same thing, so. What are we doing with this lease? Are we itemizing one item and then come back and next committee meeting and get that one resolved, the 2 million, and then come back? I mean, are we supposed to just present you a whole punch list of what we see?
That's what I was gonna suggest.
Because I think
we're getting,
we're all over the map.
yeah,
Well,
it's a shotgun deal right now.
right now,
So just
yeah,
give us a list of what you guys see is contrary to you folks, and then we can work on it from there.
Cool.
Then we can focus on it.
Yeah, okay.
well, so far I got rentals, so far I got leases, so far I got land, so far I got aircraft. And then, what, am I missing something?
Are you saying that regarding insurance?
Yes.
Oh, yeah,
you know,
yeah. No, that's regarding insurance. No, there's other stuff about,
And the 2 million that, I want to get all that,
yeah, there's other stuff such as terms and that's why we just need to provide a list. Yeah.
Yes, what your concerns are, yeah.
I'll reach out to Assured Partners and ask them for a sample of a hangar owner's policy, a hangar renter's policy, and then an aircraft policy standard, so we can get those three like the real. I'll see if we can send it.
If you want to send it to me, I can.
and see how it applies to Porterville and the risk management. Because we're gonna have to adjudicate that together with it, and then we can go from there. But yeah, I don't think we're all over the board, but we're getting some good feedback. I'm getting some good feedback. You guys had a lot of different insurances that were affecting that area the way it was. This is new to me. So as I'm going, I'm learning and hopefully we'll iron out a lot of these concerns and together, I know we'll get it ironed out. So we'll go from there, with Mr. Donahue on my side and Mr. Green and everybody here, Mr. Groves. You guys are doing an excellent job and I appreciate you guys being here with Mr. Berrigan. I mean, he's our, if you have any concerns, bring it to him, and then he'll address it and he'll look into it. Just, we're all new here and we're trying to do the best we can for the PMA. Anybody else have any concerns, questions?
Yeah, I have another one. So, and I didn't go back and review last meeting. But I thought, did we ask for an airport layout plan drawing? Or did we ask for a airport master plan?
I'm not sure.
I can't remember.
I can't remember.
What you prefer.
A master plan.
Capital projects.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what was attached to the agenda packet. It was a
the capital improvement plan.
Yes.
They wanna
That's
be
what
at
it was.
2040.
Yeah.
Okay, okay, what, hang on, we got two people talking here, and so I don't know what the answers were.
Well, for this, the purposes of this agenda, my understanding is that we were bringing back the capital improvement plan layout that was for the airport.
So there.
Yeah. Which is what we attached.
Okay,
Is there something that was? Unless there was some wires
There
crossed
wasn't.
when at the meeting or,
No, it was,
so was a master capital improvement plan, was that something that was disclosed to the council that was like, hey, this is upcoming to the city, or upcoming at the airport that you guys will be excited to see, and now it's being revealed in this master capital, whatever?
I don't know what's been already said.
I think the master plan, back to the master plan, it differentiates what's gonna be businesses, what's gonna be leases for hangars, what's gonna be various uses is of the property at the airport. I think that would be in a master plan, not capital improvement.
The master plan is what manages your risk.
I'm not even asking to manage the risk. I'm just asking to say, what are we putting where on the
That's how
airport?
you design, that's how you manage risk in an airport. All about how you design it. You separate the
Okay.
non-compatible uses.
Yeah,
And this is what keeps your insurance policies low.
low and affordable.
You put a massive jumbo jet next to a small airplane, chaos will fall.
thank you, Fred.
That's the point.
Big helicopters.
Yeah, so that's different than a capital improvement or just like,
That's their plan for which is a very good plan that Mr. Tree shared with us a couple of months ago, right? This is the money we got and this is what we're visualizing spending it to
Correct.
improve the airport. The master plan would lay out things like expansion.
Yeah. Correct. So this is just like, improvements that are gonna be made on the airfield, things like that. Those types of projects, not. From my understanding, I don't know, Albert, I don't know if you wanna, but like, I'm just seeing around here, the electrical improvements or something like that.
Yeah, that's part of the improvements is that the FAA has approved,
Mhm.
and that's what we're moving forward with. Those are the improvements that are gonna be done to the airport.
Future.
Yes.
Future improvements.
Yes. Some have been completed already. This is the second phase.
I get you. So thank you for that information. So you're requesting a
master plan.
Okay.
Master plan.
Yeah.
And that's what you're saying has all the, like, what's gonna go where
Yeah.
and, or what we're trying to get
Yeah.
out there.
And what you foresee in 10 years.
Yeah. And that's what I would like to put on the agenda at some point to discuss. And the master plan is what I typed up a piece of paper and I think I've handed out to everybody. That's what that is about. No, I probably didn't. Give you that. Thank you.
Yeah, because right here in the number 3, it says review the airport capital improvement plan. So
So we're there now.
here, review the discussion, current airport capital improvement plan. So that, so. And I guess the next agenda, we can discuss once everybody gets the master plan, we can dissect it, or else you guys want to talk about what Mr. Donahue, the chairman. Back up.
Do you mind if we review the actual budget items
Yeah.
that are listed on?
Yeah, so the actual plan that was attached, yeah. Put it up. Again, this was hard to get situated as far as the.
So take the lead.
So this is what was attached to your guys' agenda packets and. Trying to get away to.
Bottom right of legends.
This is the downside of doing things.
I think we need a bigger TV.
Welcome to being a school teacher. But I think it's that table that kicks
Yeah.
at the bottom left.
And mind you, this is done like on a CAD drawing, so there's so much information that gets popped up on here, I think. If you can see that. don't know if that's,
Yep, that's legible. So the top line is there are a few electrical improvements, so that's design phase.
And that was planned for 24-25. Where are we at in that?
in the electrical improvement. So I know that there's a portion of taxiway lights that have been replaced with newer lights when they did the airport realignment on the taxiways. There's another set of taxiway lights and runway lights that are planned to be replaced in this new phase, in this second phase of that project, which at the moment hasn't started yet, but they are working on getting that started.
That's in the 25-26.
Yes.
Okay. So that's below the second purple line.
There's the construction on the 26th, beginning of the year, and then runway rehabilitation design phase at the end of 26.
Which is this plan that,
It's already there. And then the project 26, 27, and the runway construction in 27, 28.
and we're on track with all that.
Sorry?
We're on track for all of that for now.
Yeah, at this point, we are on track. Yeah, we're on track according to their consultants. We're moving along as planned.
And these are all FAA.
Bigger TV. Are they planning on extending that runway still or no?
They would, the plan is eventually to expand, I would assume, that would increase, some different types of aircraft and more revenue, but at this time,
Expansion of the runway.
we still.
That's right
need
here.
to-
Just, yeah, if you just scroll up.
Scroll up. I thought that was being driven by the airplanes that Cal Fire wanted to bring in.
That is a driving factor that would possibly give us.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. There's-
So if you guys bear with me,
More information on.
this, I believe this is what's that, Scranton? So when they'll realign it, meaning extend it, this is gonna be shut down. They're gonna cut this road will not exist anymore. So they're gonna propose an elbow shape and bring it up and come back down. So the airport will extend, I would say, 500, 700, maybe another 1,000 feet. So this is where, so that field that you see out there is no longer gonna exist anymore. But this is for your guys' eyes only, because if we start spreading the word, then people are gonna start panicking and, oh my God, and so this is just for your guys' eyes only. So this is where this is going in future for the airport. That's where we're gonna get the big DCs and more planes to hang and stay over and bring more boxes and more businesses for Porterville. So
What type of business are?
well, we're still looking at that. I'm not in the development stage on that, but I know we want to bring more businesses to Porterville.
Do we have a tentative date or
That would be.
still up in there?
It's in the discussion stages. I mean, I came in on this when it was proposed with the prior council and the prior city manager, but it's still in the fruition and that's where they want that to go.
Okay.
It's coming. We just don't know exactly, and I can't give you a direct date, but in the future, it will be there. That's all I can. What I know is what you know.
And Revis, I think this is something we could really help you with. So the sheet I typed up
Yes, sir.
is basically concepts for a strategy for like a Porterville 2040 airport. Strategies for getting businesses based on current aviation trends.
Yes, sir.
There's a market for Porterville to take businesses that have been exiled to other places.
Okay, that's what we're looking for. We want Porterville to exceed and excel. And we want to bring a lot of productivity there in regards to more activities, more. I remember me growing up, I always heard airplanes in the airport every day. And it was a good, for me, it was like, oh, Porterville's is up and running. you know, and people were excited and there was always some activity going there. For whatever reason, you hardly ever hear an airplane anymore. And we're trying to bring that back. Me and the vice mayor, with Mr. Green and the mayor, we have a vision, and our vision is to bring Porterville back on the map. And it's gonna start with Porterville Municipal Air. And it starts with this committee, where we organize it, and we want it to flourish. So that's where we're at. So that's where the airport's gonna extend. You know, you see the runway, you see where Scranton's gonna shut down, and where the loop is gonna be, and so it's gonna be nice. It's gonna be real nice.
Benefit I think Porterville has is we're so centrally located.
Yes, that's what Mr. Donovan says.
So you're right in the middle of California, Bay Area, San Francisco or LA.
And you guys would know that. I'm not in aviation, so you guys would know exactly what the talk is in aviation life, I guess, if I could say it like that. But I don't.
For example, Lemoore and Visalia fought over, right? So if you're UPS running out of Lemoore and Visalia, Porterville becomes a place they can divert airplanes to.
And wouldn't that be nice? I mean, have a UPS over there, or even
FedEx.
FedEx. I mean, Jimmy, that's business. That's business.
Amazon.
Amazon, I would love to see an Amazon here, or even Google as a hub or something.
They don't have to drive so far to the house. Same day delivery.
So, you know, like I said, that's for your guys' eyes only, for the committees only. I would appreciate not to discuss it outside the realm of what we're discussing, but in the future, when we publish that out, then that's what it's gonna be solidified in concrete, where it's going. Mr. Berrigan is the man to contact if you need any questions that I haven't answered, but or Mr. Green or even Fernando. So you know, we have a vision, and our vision is transparency. So with that, if there's anybody have any other questions, we can. You have any other questions?
I had one, I can't think of what it was.
I guess the airport runway kind of got you, huh?
No, not to, I mean, I won't discuss it, but that's been known for many years, just
Been
not
known.
exactly how the road's gonna curve,
Well, you see,
but it's been talked that that's gonna do something like that.
now you know.
Yeah. One of the last things that was discussed at the last committee meeting, Mike asked for, I think the Forest Service.
Yeah, I wanted to see the agreement we had with Cal Fire.
That's right.
Is there- They are actually pretty big gorillas standing in the corner.
On the southeast or northeast, correct?
The
Southeast.
Cal Fire occupies basically all of the southeast corner of the airport. Land.
Yeah, no, we haven't been able to locate that yet. We're still trying to find where exactly that is being held. We're still.
We're going to assume they're not gonna be on the same lease that the rest of us are on.
Until we find out where that.
Cal Fire, been there ever since I can remember back in the seventies.
Oh, yeah.
I think the agreements with forestry in Cal Fire
Okay.
is a tuck-in,
Okay.
so that's, but we'll continue looking for
Very
that.
good.
Yeah.
Okay. With that part of the motivation for FAA's interest too.
And then the parking lot that the Forest Service is using. He didn't ask for that, but that was discussed last week. I don't know how we,
So, yeah, I would have to address that for Mr. Berrigan to answer. I don't know about the parking lot.
I just don't know if we keep bringing that up or if that's gonna get taken care of, if it's takes care of itself, or do we?
Well, so there's several ways that you could go about doing this. I'm assuming that we're already at the other matters portion of the agenda.
Yeah.
Already, okay,
Yeah.
so, if there's a topic of discussion that you guys wish to be on the agenda for a future meeting, I would suggest at the end of the meeting during other matters to make a motion, and that way that the committee can decide whether or not they want to put that on their next meeting. Otherwise, as a committee member, you're more than welcome to contact the chair, and the chair can put it on as an agenda item if you know, if he would like. But it would basically be an agenda item to consider it for the next meeting afterwards. Now, the best way to get around doing that is, and other matters, we all just take a vote. You guys say, okay, at the next meeting, this is gonna be this is gonna be what's gonna be discussed. Because you all agree, yes, this will be on the next agenda. If you were to do it outside of that realm, like let's say you brought a concern or something up to like the chair or something like that, or even the staff, because it wasn't discussed by the committee as a whole at that point, the committee has to say, yes, we want to discuss this as a whole together. So I don't know if anybody has any questions or.
Mine's more of a statement, maybe the clarification of what we're looking at is maybe we're requesting information.
Okay, so if
To
you're just
review and then like us
Yeah.
to understand a little bit
Mhm.
more and then put the item on to review.
Yeah,
Yep.
what you're asking is information.
Yes.
Yeah.
So are we allowed to request specific information like this without having it being on the agenda, I guess is maybe what we're at.
Well, what I was going, go ahead.
Or how does it get followed up with
If you're
that?
gonna discuss it, it has to be agenda.
Yes.
So you have to put it on the agenda as a discussion matter.
So we do a request for information so that we can obtain that information from you, then we review it, then we.
Well, so like I said, so right now you can request to discuss and review a certain matter
Okay.
for the next meeting. And then we'll bring all the information that we can on that right now. Now, if you ask for information, if you ask for some information, but then you want that to go to all the other committee members, well, now we're creating an issue because we're discussing, you guys all have information that the public doesn't have yet anyway. So we want to make sure that it's on the agenda, it's transparent, it's out there. Because you can request information, you can request information from us. It just depends on how that information flows within that committee as well. So you can all discuss one thing. Well, now you're having a serial meeting outside of an agenda.
You can't do that.
Yeah, that's not something that you want.
It has to be done here. Once we leave here, you can't, two people can discuss it, but once you talk to another person and that person knows what you're talking about, then you fall under the realm of the Browns Act. And you don't want to do that. So.
So we can't even talk, like.
This is,
That's what we tried to ask.
yeah, so
We didn't-
you can,
You can speak,
You can speak candid here. But once, go ahead.
talk afterward, one-on-one. And then you can talk, okay, I'm gonna call so-and-so, you talk. Then you kind of get into the part where it's like, somebody could say you're having serial meetings.
Yeah.
But
what you're trying to prevent is a serial meeting and having communications with each other about, which is, again, this is one of those things where it's gonna be hard because everything's related to the airport. So, you mean, you can have a conversation with 4 of your friends at the airport, but how do we know that that's different from what we don't? I mean, I would just say use your best judgment when you're having these conversations, especially with committee members. And if you know that it could be something that would be brought to a committee for like discussion, I would leave those kind of conversations too right here. But again, that's how that works. There's really no way around it. Now, if you want to request information for the next meeting, I mean, if you got a consensus of the committee to go ahead and talk about that, we can put that on. We would need a motion and a vote to have that on for the
Right,
next meeting.
and that's what I was gonna go, because I'm pretty sure we fulfilled all the scheduled matters, the organizational chart, vice chair, master ground lease, we've got that talked about. We got the airport capital improvement we talked about, so with that, I was going to close the meeting and then go into other matters, and then if you need information, we can go like what we. That.
Well, on the record.
Mhm.
It's my understanding, we're an advisory committee to the city council.
That's correct.
We don't decide anything. City
No.
council decides everything.
You can propose it to us.
Everything we present to the city council is available for the public's perusal at any point. I'm not sure that our discussing what we're going to present and is going to be presented to the public is really something we can't talk about offline.
So as a committee to the city, us just as this committee here, as the airport committee, are we allowed to meet together and discuss things to bring up to the city council, or is that where you're talking is?
That's where there's a very gray area of how that works.
We're not decision makers.
Even though we're not
Even
making
though-
decisions, we're just.
Yes, but because you guys were established by the city council, you guys still fall under that Brown Act rule, all the provisions within that, because it is established by the city council.
It's a gray area.
But as you, like, I know it's difficult, I mean, if you're all committee members, I mean, if you're all airport members and having conversations, I mean, there's nothing saying that you can't have a conversation about anything that's going on. I mean, it's just depending on how that information, the public.
What I'm going to request is I'm gonna get some legal counsel and get it clear as to you guys can go outside the realm and discuss and present something to the committee. If it falls under the Browns Act, I'll get some information from our attorney. I'll pass it on to you guys. That way you guys don't get caught up in any litigation, anything that you don't want to get into, because there's people out there that are just waiting to hear something what we're planning on doing, and they can trip you up and you can fall into a fray that you don't want to get into. So that's.
That's why we elect people to take all that heat.
Well, believe me, those people, there are people that will.
Yeah.
Yeah. Convolute what you say to them. So I've had one instance of that. The guy put words in my mouth. And he put a little article in the paper.
Mhm.
And the letters to the editor, it's like the guy. It was a short, brief article, but it was like. You can't say anything to these people. You just got to, hey, if you want to find out stuff, come to the city council meeting. You get 3 minutes to stand up, have your claim to fame, your 3 minutes in the sunshine and glory. I said, because they will just take things and take it completely out of context, make you look not very cool.
Well, I'm just thinking things of like the flying, that the people that are gonna help facilitate that are
It's
those of us that are sitting in this meeting, so we're gonna have to,
stuff like that. I don't.
okay.
You guys can talk, but let me get clarification.
Okay.
And that's what I asked in the past, before this meeting, I wanted to talk to, get some Browns Act policy for you. That way we can pass it on to you. That's what.
Yeah, I apologize. I still need to get that reference over to you. I will do it by an email because
Because it can get really nasty. I don't want you guys to get in any litigation.
It does say it applies to subcommittees created by commission or board
Be
election.
careful. Be careful.
I have to say, Fernando, your diligence in this matter is impressive.
It's just, he's been doing.
He's smarter than us, me anyway. I'm not much smarter than a bag of hammers, but old Fran over there's got it.
Yeah, and usually if something's like going astray, I will like try to interject when needed. But again, this is your guys' committee, so I try not to do any of that and let you guys work as you can. But when it comes to stuff like that, just let me know if you have any questions or anything, because I know it can get very convoluted very quick. There's a lot of gray areas on how that is and then something, and also it can mean something totally different from one person than it can for the way it actually is written and how it works. So if you have any questions, just feel free to contact me as well.
So, I mean, we're here for you. We're here for the committee. We're Mr. Bergen, Fernando, Mr. Stan, us, the mayor, the vice mayor. We created this so it can go to fruition. We just don't want to get you guys in any litigation. Because there's people out there that are just, I can't explain. I can't explain.
We've been to several city council meetings.
Waiting to ambush you
Yeah,
if they can.
And I'm just gonna go outside the realm, so if we've answered, all the questions, information that for you and Ms. Groves, I'd like to close the meeting and go into other matters and get information that we can talk about the next month, like the Browns Act, like the insurance liabilities, get more clarification on that. A few other issues, the parking information on that. Cal Fire and all the others, so. With that, I mean, if anybody want to make a motion, terminate the meeting and go on with other matters?
Make a motion to close.
Second.
Well, no, so we're gonna go ahead and go into other matters and then adjourn at the end.
Okay.
Because we're still conducting the meeting, so the other matters portion is still within that same meeting.
Like you said, okay.
Yeah, so we'll just go right into other
We'll
matters.
go to the other matters then. So we're gonna go with, the parking. Information. The next meeting. Then get more clarification on the Browns Act. And, we'll get the liability portion, the, different, policies. Anything else? That I missed, the groups?
And
Course.
so with this is all new to me, so
Mhm.
when we meet the next time.
Mhm.
We should also have a punch list of the items that we think is running afoul with this new lease agreement?
Yes.
Okay.
Mr. Donahue, do you have anything you want to add?
If we could put an agenda item on the next meeting, discuss the airport client.
The master plan?
Master plan?
I picked up a couple of notes about potential lines of effort to help the city get the border.
Whenever do we need to have that, a motion and then the second and vote on it real quick?
Well, how do you guys, do you wanna take a whole slate and then motion at the end, or do you wanna just have a motion for every or how do you, how are we gonna do it?
The whole slate.
We do the whole slate.
Okay, so if you guys just wanna go through your guys'
Motion.
considerations, and then we'll go at the end and take that as a whole, and we'll just put it on its agenda.
Yeah, because as we get older, we'll get to know how we want to do the meeting and stuff. Right now, listen to it as a whole and one motion.
Do it in one fell swoop.
My only suggestion is we don't want to get too many things on. there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And have a lot to review in a week
Yeah.
and come up.
That's where I'm concerned.
Yeah.
That's my concern
I
is,
think we'll leave it
what are we
at
gonna
this.
attack next time we meet? Is it,
I don't like to use attack, we'll
Okay.
review.
what were we gonna, well, not review, but maybe
We'll review.
wrap up,
We'll
wrap up.
and adjudicate.
Okay.
Yeah, what we can and what we can't. do.
Because all this stuff that we're talking about,
Yes, sir.
I'm for it, but I think we're gonna get quagmired.
Yeah, we just make recommendations.
Yeah, that's what we do. And then we'll present that to the council. This is, I think we'll leave it here and I think Mr. Donahue, you have a motion?
Yeah, I'd like
For
to,
these four?
motion to approve these 4 items for the next agenda.
Do I have a second? Mr.
Scott, Ryan?
Ryan.
Right.
Okay, Ray.
Ray.
Need the motion. All in favor?
Right.
Aye.
The ayes have it. Okay. You guys are more than welcome to, you know, hey, this is.
Early dinner.
Yeah, yes, more than welcome and just what I need. The next meeting will be.
Second weekend,
That's great, that. Good. That's great, matches for sure.
it'd be the September tenth.
SpongeBob goes to City Hall.
I didn't pay any attention to it first. Oh,
10th?
Yeah, September 10th, are we at 4:30?
16:30.
September
The 10th.
10th.
16:30. For. So hopefully we'll get that information for you. We'll even. I'll be in touch with Mr. Berrigan with regards to the leases for the CDF. Oh, it's not CDF. Cal Fire. Yes. We can find those and. You mentioned something, Mr. Rhodes, about the helicopter.
Mr. Page.
Page.
No, just large helicopters being over, you know, smaller crafts are. Is the downwind inspection. 1630. They're slip plane and stuff like that.
We won't put it on the September 10th, but it'll be the next one. Mr. Berrigan, can you
Oh,
find that
that's
information?
What he's referring to is related to more of the master planning.
Master plan on where the commercial side,
private side. Okay.
So business and private liability insurances. All right. With that, I guess the meeting's adjourned and let's have some hors d'oeuvres if you guys like. Thank you for coming. And Anita.